So, um, apologies for not being able to do this last time. Later on in the day, it all came back. So hopefully this will work and I'll be able to send you the recording. So when you go into the site up here that I will have sent you in the email, you come to this page and you put in your login details. So I'm going to put in mine and log in. And once you log in, as you saw last time, you come to this home screen, which gives you some information here about the network. It also gives you some information about your contract, or you will all be on a pay-as-you-go for now, um, and gives you information of how many maps you've done and things like that. So it's a little bit of a summary. Then on this information page, this is where Motivational Maps, the company, updates you with things that have changed. If it's something really important, they usually send the senior practitioners a message and then it gets cascaded down. So you would get a message from me, but most of the information is on here. So I just suggest that you come and have a look at that page occasionally to see if there's anything new. You've also got all the privacy policies and user documents and things like that further down the line. Then on this page, which is where we got to, and I should have seen that there was something going wrong because my logo wasn't coming up, is where you get your details. Now, I will have filled this in for you. But you can edit it at any time. So to edit, you come to this square down here on the bottom right of the screen, click edit, and you will see the pages that you can, or the boxes that you can edit. So you can see that you can change the name here, and you can change the email address that it goes to, and you can change this at any time. You will also see that I will have ticked all of these boxes for you apart from the final thought, which is where there comes a quote, and you've got the opportunity here to add in your logo. Because this part here doesn't appear, it appears on the final thought page. So what I have done, let me cancel this, is you will see I have put that information here underneath my logo with my contact details, and so it comes on the front page of my document. But you may or may not want to do that. It depends how you want to brand your documents. You also have these boxes here where I've got it ticked that it says email my reports to the end user and email my reports to me. If for a group of people you don't want the reports to go directly to them, then uncheck this box. If you don't want your email box filled with reports and you want to come and look for them in the portal here, then untick this box also. Please remember to come back to it if you want to change those settings, even if it's just for one person. Then in the My Maps, you will have a list of all the maps that you have done. And this is the page where you create maps. You won't have network maps. Network maps is for business practitioners and senior practitioners. So any maps that you do, I will have a copy of them in here. Now, I'm bound by all the confidentiality clauses that are in terms of the privacy policy, and as a coach, adhering to the International Coach Federation rules, then I'm also bound by confidentiality as well. I only really go in here if you need some help. So if you need some help, or for Heather and Tim, if Marie needs some support, in anything, then I can come in here and I can actually look at the report and I can look at the summary pages as well. But otherwise, I tend to not use this unless you're asking me to do something with it. This page here is the team reports, and it's also the page where you create a team. And I'll show you how to do that in a moment. This tab here is for myself, where I have all of your details, and this is where I go to put in the maps for you. You can also create clients yourself, but I will send you another video on that. And then, as you can see, that's not something that's something that we don't tend to use. And the motivational maps people will use that. And here's where I add different clients and practitioners. So let's go back to my maps, because once you've logged in, the first thing you'll want to do is to create a map. So I'm just going to create one for you here and test it, and then I'll show you how you can actually get rid of it as well if you have given somebody a code and they've not used it, and then that code comes back into your total maps and you can use that again. So to create a map, you literally click here on create new map and you will get this blue box here at the bottom. Okay, so I've created the map. Ignore the e-learning license as that's actually going to go away. And then in here you should have motivational maps. If you want to do it in another language, so if you have a client who wants to complete the questionnaire in another language, remember that the report will still come in English for now. You click here and you will see the different languages that it's available in at the moment. When I joined Motivational Maps, it wasn't available in Spanish. Myself and a couple of friends did the translation of all the questions and the instructions, and that has been added in now. So if it's in English, just leave Motivational Maps. If you want it in another language, then just click whichever language it is that you want it in. Then you will come over here. Now, the only thing that I tend to use is first name, last name, and the email address. However, if you want a good way for you to be able to identify people in different departments, then you can put the team name, the department name, the organization name, whatever you want in here. I tend to put first name and last name and the email address, and then a lot of my clients fill in the rest of the details. But it's up to you how much information you put in here. So if I just send myself a map, come down here. There you go. So I've got it in English. I've got my name. I've got it as my email address, and then I click save. And when I click save, what I get is if you come down here where all my maps were, suddenly my map is in here. So my first name, my last name, obviously if I'd put anything else in here, it would have been identified. The password, the status that's created, and then details, which is this screen here, which is blank at the moment because obviously I haven't done it. Then there are two ways that you can send somebody the report. So what you do is you click on here, or however many you want to do, and there are two ways of doing it. One is print and activate, and essentially what happens, let me see if I can show you. sometimes the pop-up gets blocked and I have to unblock it. Yep, there we go. So there's the pop-up. So what happens is that it produces a PDF of the instructions of how to fill in the questionnaire with the details of the privacy policy, details of how to fill in the questionnaire, and the password that they need to use. Now, one reason for doing this, and it obviously depends where you work and who your clients are, whether they're internal, external, how you want to do it, is that I can then download this PDF and then I can send my client an email from Value You, Discover Your Motivation Today, whichever one of my businesses I want to send it from, with all of my contact details and stuff on there, and just attach this PDF. The alternative is that you actually email and activate. So you click on here, you click email and activate, and what happens is that this that PDF that you saw is sent in email format from Motivational Maps to your client. So if you're doing it internally, say you've got 10 people, 7 people that you want to send it to, however many, 100 people you want to send it to, you can put in all of their names in here. You can click every single one and then just go email and activate, and they all go. So that's one way, or the two ways that you have of doing it. And for those two reasons. So you either send it out from your email address or it goes out from Motivational Maps. Obviously, the print and activate is more long-winded because you then have to email each one to the people. So sometimes I send an email in advance saying you are going to be receiving an email from Motivational Maps that will have your details on there, and then that saves me some time in terms of emailing everything out. Okay. If this person you've left it a few months, or they've decided they don't want to do it anymore, and you don't want to have lost that map, what you can do is, again, so you will see that it's activated. You'll see that they haven't completed it. It's been a few months. You want to get that map token back. Then what you do is you click it and you click revoke. And revoke will essentially, it comes up map revoked, and it will put that token back into your system, so you won't have lost it. And you'll see on your homepage or on your My Details that that map has come back in for you to be able to use. It may generate a different password when it comes back, but the token is back in your system. Okay. So that's how to create a map. When you have actually created it and the person has completed it, rather than look like this with these areas map completed isn't there and the details are blank, you will get, so this was Simon's, you will get something that looks like this and says map completed. You will then have the PDF report here, which you can click on and it comes up and you can download. That's how my logo looks on the front. Let me take that away and that away. Okay. And also, if you just want to look at the summary and you haven't had the email sent to you, you can or can't find it, you can always come in here, look at details, and then that gives you the summary for that person. So all of this information gives you the summary for that person. And you can have the printable scores in a new window and print them off, and a PDF report, you can download it from here as well. So that is creating a new map and sending it to people. Okay. Then if you want to do a team report, so say that you have completed 10 people that were in a team, and you now want to put them into a team and show it as a team report. You come over here to team reports. You say up here, create new. Okay. These are all the teams that I've done. And then these down here are all the different people that I have done motivational maps with. So you click on create new. And when you click on create new, it comes down the page to where all your individual maps are. And what you do really simply is you click. So I'm just going to do a test one. So you click the people that you want in the team, and you come all the way down the page. You put in a report name. So it could be the name of the team, it could be the name of the project, whatever you want to do so that you can identify the team that you're doing. So I'm just going to put test 2020, and there are two different sizes, if you like, of report. If you want to include a one-page summary for each individual member of the team on that report, which means that you can then go through it with the manager of that team and not have to go through all the individual reports, just a one-page summary, you click on include individual pages. If you don't want to look at that and you only want to look at the overall team, then leave it unchecked. And then what you do is simply click create report. And it'll take a little bit of time to do it depending on the number of people that you have in your team. And this is where I start to get a little bit nervous as to, is it working? Is it not working? But it usually works. Oh, and it's taking a bit of time. So what happens is you create the report, and then it will, once it's done it, come up to the top of the page as a map, as a team map called, in my case, Test 2020. And there you go. So Test 2020 is up here. You'll see it's got 5 people. It's motivational maps. It has included the individual pages, and it's already given me some details. So quite a change-friendly team. Group motivation is in the boost zone, and here I can do two things. I can view the report and I can view the team data table. So if I click on view the report, you will see that I've got a team report with the all the pages in it, an introduction to teams and what that means, a little bit about how compatible or non-compatible. So this is just a summary, really, an introduction, a general introduction, not specifically about this team, so that you can then, or the person who's got it can then read it. Then there are a number of people here in the team. You've got the names, you've got an introduction to the 9 motivations of work, And then you start with the executive summary, and it starts to give you some details about the specific team. So you can see that this fictitious team is mainly growth, lowest is relationships. So do they go too fast for people? Do they forget to take people with them? And it gives you some information so that the person who's got the team report can read it. Um, it then gives you and look at this, you've just got the color blocks in almost order for this team, and very similar in each of the blocks. It shows you where there may be potentially some conflicts, as I showed you earlier. And then it goes into the stories for this team, and the motivation strategies, depending on the um, motivators that have come out as those more prevalent in the team, as well as the lowest one. Then you have the change index score. And then here's the summary in the same way as you have the summary in your individual map. So it gives you some information there. And then it gives you some ideas of how to look at the motivations and start putting together a plan for it. Here is the motivational thought. So I don't think that there's a way to get rid of that at the moment. You can obviously print it out, and if you don't like it, then take it out yourself of the PDF. And here is so this is the final thought page, and this is the information that I would have put in there, and so it comes out on there on the team report. And then here comes the data table. So as you can see, you have got the summary up here. So the team motivation score, the change index, and relationship achievement and growth. So the clusters. And here you have the map for these people. And then these are the individual pages. So if you wanted to have an individual page for each person in the team, this is what the page looks like. So this is Simon's with his individual motivators, the satisfaction in the top 3 motivators. Okay, and so that is the summary page for each individual that you could share with the team leader if necessary. So those are the main functions that you need to be working with on the site. I will send you this recording, and then I will also send you some others that Heath from Susanna and Heath have done that might give you some examples of other functionality. And if you get stuck or lost, just let me know and I will do my utmost to help you. Hope that this gives you what you were looking for. Thank you.